So you now have Chromeboxes. Some of you might have had a Chromebit if you had a flat screen already, but a Chromebox is a lot faster processor. So things should be a lot more robust when you use it. What is a Chromebox? Essentially, it's turning your flat screen TV into a Chromebook. But I see no keyboard. So you will have an all-in-one keyboard. And this is a Logitech. It has a mouse pad here you can click, but you also have keys where you can enter information such as websites and text. So I'm going to demonstrate how to use this. The first thing I'm going to say about this is be sure, you'll notice here, that it is turned off when you are done. Red is off and green is on. Also be sure that you have a good supply of batteries here. This just pops off. It can run down if you don't turn this off, so I like to have extra ones just in case. How do I use, or how do I get into this supposed Chromebook that's on my flat screen? The first thing that you want to do is make sure you have your remote and turn on your TV. Now, we have noticed that in some of the installations that the Chromebox was not turned on. It has a power cord, so that's why you're seeing one for the TV and one for the Chromebox here, but it actually was not powered on. So on the back, we will show you a picture, but there is a square, almost looks like a 4x4 box that's black, and if I take my finger and I go right about here, I will feel the side of the Chromebox. It's very, very flat, the power button. It's not something that's raised very much. But if I start from the top and I go down, I'll feel a slight raise. If I click on that, the power will turn on and I will see a blue light. So we're good to go. All right, the Chromebox has an HDMI cord that is in the back of this TV. You don't have to worry about that. It's all set and ready to go. So right now, I do not see this Chromebook that I'm talking about from the Chromebox. So I'm going to use the TV's remote. I have different HDMI ports. HDMI 1 for my computer and document camera. HDMI 2 generally is going to be for your Chromebox. So I'm going to look for the input button. Remember, if you have a different remote, it might say source, but I'm going to go ahead and press input, and I'm going to direct it to the TV. And when I do that, I can see I'm on HDMI 1. So what I want to do, and it will go away if you don't do it quickly, so I'm going to press input again. I'm going to press the down gray areas here. It looks like a compass, and I'm going to press enter, and that's going to take me to HDMI 2. So what I've also noticed is I'm on HDMI 2 right now, but it doesn't look like it's working, and it's because the keyboard is off. So I'm going to turn it on. And sometimes it takes a little while for the computer or the Chromebox to recognize it. So you can press enter, move your mouse around a little bit, and it should reestablish a connection. So it did take me a little bit of time. Again, I had to make sure this was turned on and the Chromebox was on with the blue light. But guess what? It still was taking a little bit of time, and I'm just going to be straight with you. Loose cables are bad, and so you might want to make sure and go to the side of your computer and make sure those HDMI cords are really snugly put in. Sometimes I even take them out and put them right back in, and the connection should occur. If for some reason you're having issues and it is not, you need to let us know. But remember when I told you that this looked like a Chromebook in some way? It really does. And what you're going to see here is it's asking me to sign in. You eventually will see in the lower left-hand corner another button appear. We just haven't set it up that says guest mode. And if you select that, your substitutes can click on that and log into their personal Google accounts. Now, if they have North Clackamas accounts, they won't have to use the guest mode, but you might have guests that come in and they have personal Google accounts, or you might have shared documents with them, and it's a way that they can access that information. All right, so what I'm going to do is I now have to use this keyboard, and it takes some practice, but I have found that I can actually go towards the back of the room and it will still cast a signal. And so you can see I am moving my finger very lightly, not hard on this, and I'm getting this right here. I'm going to go ahead, and when I'm ready to click, I can either click or I can press on this first button. I tend to like to click here. It's just the way I think. And then you can see here that's asking me to log in. My students can log in. I can log in. Staff only need to use your username. You do not need to use @nclac.k12.or.us. If a guest comes in, they will not be able to log in this way because this is only for North Clackamas staff. All right, so I typed in my username and my password. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to press this button to sign in. What's really cool about this is I can go back in the room with a small group of kids, take this back with my computer, and the rest of the kids could see slides that I have up in the classroom as I'm working with other kids. I could have my laptop back there, adding some data that I might have gotten from assessments. So you have logged into your Chromebox using your North Clackamas username and password. Usually your class link will come up first. This is what will come up for students as well. And I have all my apps that I can use. I can use my mouse to navigate to Google and Google Classroom. But I want you to also know that you do have the same things that you would see in a Chromebook. So if I was to move my mouse all the way down to the bottom, I should have all the apps that I've pinned to the shelf or apps that our district has pinned to the shelf. So we might see kids going to Google Classroom this way here. And if they logged into the Chromebox, this is where they could also access it. And lastly, you always want to log out of your Chromebox, just like you'd want to log out of a Chromebook. Or someone can pop in, a janitor or whomever, and they can have access to your email and such forth. So I'm going to use my input device, which is my keyboard. I'm going to move my mouse, and you're going to watch. I'm just going to move it just like I would on a Chromebook all the way down to the bottom. And when I do that, you'll see the familiar little tab there with the wireless icon, and I can go ahead and sign out. I can actually power it off if I want to, but I really wouldn't do that. I would just go to sign out. I can lock, so if I'm going to leave, that would log me out, and I would have to put in my password again. So either one of these will work. However, I would suggest if you're going to come back in and you're going to use this later on, I would go ahead and press sign out. Very much exactly like a Chromebook. So if you're familiar with the Chromebook, you're good to go. Now, you're all done. You've logged out. No one's going to get into your stuff. We want to save those batteries, so I'm going to turn this off right here. That is turned off. I'm going to go to my TV because I don't want my TV on all that electricity. We want to save it, and I'm just going to point to this and click, and that turns off. And that is it. Simple, easy peasy.